Welcome to the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about the importance of clean space. I started this channel because recently I felt lost. I can't come up with new ideas. I don't know the next step. And today I decided to take a look around my room and I noticed a parallel with my mind. It was all cluttered full of stuff that I didn't know what to do with. And so I realized that the room is a externalization of the brain. The reason for the mist in the brain, for the weight, for it to be all heavy, is because all of these objects scattered around the room, they're all delayed actions. For example, when you have clothes on your chair, that's a thought of, oh, I'll deal with it later. Or when you have a, piece of paper on your desk, you don't know what to do with it. And when you have hundreds of those, your brain's just overwhelmed. And that's why you have no more space for new thoughts. And the ironic thing is that sometimes we choose this mess because when you have stuff scattered all around you, you have an excuse to not perform today, not do anything. And that lets you be without taking action, without progressing. Change is scary, or that's what our minds think. And that's why we decide to make no change, with action being feared. My parents have always told me about the importance of clean space. Clean space reflects your ability to work, your ability to adapt to life, as each mess, each minor mess, is a small, small challenge. And life is full of change. If you can't adapt and clear up the new challenge, if you can't clean your whole room, how are you going to get anywhere? You know? And it's the smallest thing that they've always taught us to do. And even though I knew that there's this concept that they've been pushing onto me and my brothers since we were little, I didn't hold on to it. And the reason for that is I was told it, but I never made the action. For you to come to a realization, you're supposed to combine the two. That's how you understand. You get the concept and you try it out, and then it sticks. And then you can teach it to someone else. And so that's what I'm doing here today. What I wanted to talk about is that nowadays we are often put into the virtual vacuum. It exists in the life of each one of us. And that's part of the reason why you're watching this video, is because you are in it right now. The virtual vacuum is the social media that we have around us. And it's very easy for you to disconnect from the physical reality that we are in. And it's tough to deal with, as we are the first generation to have such advanced technology for us to live through this. And so you may not realize it, your parents may not realize it, as they may also be in the same vacuum. But make it a challenge for yourself. Start realizing what you're doing with your time. Start checking up on yourself do small reality checks, perform small actions, small rituals. For example, take some time without the phone. What can you do? What are you without the objects in the room? It's very hard for us to get rid of something when our brain ties the idea that it's a part of us. But the crucial thing is that it's not. Most of the time, it's not. It's the version of the old you, not the new you. And you're supposed to let it go of that if you want to progress. You're wasting your current you on the past you. All of these objects that surround you, they scream at you, or some of them scream at you, that you failed at something, you didn't do something, or they may just be memories about the past. You think that they might show who you are, but who are you really inside? That's what matters. So choose to live. Don't exist. Take some action. And so the first step is acknowledgement, and now we're going to move on to the next step. And so the next step is action. My father used to describe the mess using the concept of entropy. Entropy in physics means that everything naturally falls apart unless energy is put into it. It's easy for us to be messy as you follow the cosmos, the flow of cosmos, but being orderly is hard as you have to defy that flow. Existing is passive. That's when you let the entropy win, while living is active, when you inject your energy to create order out of your life. The wisdom that my parents gave me, as I mentioned, that clean space reflects your ability to work. And so as you clean, you ask yourself, am I cleaning for the sake of a clean room? Or am I preparing myself for new opportunities, new actions, and a space ready to become someone new? The reason that we may keep all of these objects laying around is because we're living in the fake future instead of the present. And it's a forgiveness of disposal. When you throw things away, you forgive yourself. It's an act of self-forgiveness. You're telling your past self that it's okay that you finish some project. You're letting it go so I can start something new. And so the mist which you experience in the brain also starts clearing up in real time. When you clean your room, a lighter sensation appears. The floor appears out of all of the garbage, all of the mud that you have laying around. And the mist in your head also starts to slightly thin down. And so cleaning is essentially you leveling up your willpower to take control, to take action. That's a very important aspect of life, as cleaning your room is the smallest part, but also the most essential to you climbing up the ladder in the future. You have to break the paralysis of in action, the frustration or being tired after you've completed the cleaning is you breaking the paralysis. That's how it's supposed to be. Now, once you've cleaned your room, the mess mist is gone, and you may be left with a terrifying void of not knowing what to do. You don't have any more excuses. You've got a clean space and you're ready to work. And you shouldn't fear that. You should be proud because when you're in a messy room, you're essentially like a tenant living through chaos. But once you take action to restructure your space, you're now the architect. You control your life. Of course, a clean room doesn't solve your whole life. However, if the mess now comes back, you have a weapon against it, and that weapon is action. To anyone watching this video, I want to tell you that I don't have the answers. I'm also lost, as I mentioned, but I just make simple questions and I try to answer them with actions. And I invite you to do the same. Wake up, identify a question, and answer it through some sort of action. Now, when I have a clean room to do, what am I going to think about first?